Hello, dear students. Welcome to today's session. In this session, let us understand another topic from the lesson Periodic Classification of Elements. And today's topic is Modern Periodic Table. Now, let us study about the Modern Periodic Table based on Moseley. In 1913, Henry Moseley he showed that the atomic number of an element is more fundamental property than the atomic mass. It means Henry Moseley showed using the atomic number instead of using the atomic mass will be the better fundamental property. And you also should note it down, children. The atomic number, it was found by Henry Moseley. I repeat, atomic number was itself found by Henry Moseley, because till 1896 nobody know what electron is. But in 1896 a scientist by the name J.J. Thomson, he found the electron. And during the same period, during the same 1896 period, Moseley was a physicist. And Moseley, he was able to find out the number of electrons in a particular element by the rays it emits. I repeat, during 1896 when J.J. Thomson found out the electrons, Moseley, he was the physicist and he was able to find out the number of electrons. Where he was finding the electrons? In an element. For example, consider lithium is an element, right? So, if lithium is an element, Moseley found the number of electrons in the lithium. Okay. So, how he was able to find the number of electrons? He was able to find out the number of the electrons in this particular element by the rays it emits. This was applicable for the other elements in the periodic table also. I have given you one example, correct? So, by this, Henry Moseley found out the atomic number of the elements also. You know, right? If we know the number of electrons in a particular element, we can also easily identify the atomic number of that particular element. Correct? So, Henry Moseley found the atomic number for all the elements, and then he observed we can use the atomic number instead of atomic mass in the periodic table because it can overcome lot of limitations. I repeat, Henry Moseley said we can use the atomic number in the periodic table to arrange the elements instead of atomic mass. Because you know what is the problems which we had with the atomic masses. Correct. So he said that using atomic number is better than using the atomic mass because it can overcome lot of limitations in the periodic table, because we have seen that we have learned about the limitations in various stages. Till now we have learnt about Dobrynin's triads, we have learnt about octaves, Newland's law of octaves, and then we have learnt about Mendeleev's periodic table also. Correct. So when we are learning all these things, we found some of the limitations in those periodic table. Right. So all this was because of the atomic mass, because they were arranging the elements on the basis of the atomic mass. Correct. But now Moseley said that instead of using the atomic mass, let us use the atomic number in the periodic table so that it can overcome lot of limitations. Clear? Also, electronic configuration is the perfect basis for the classification of elements. This was used because there was property that all the element in the particular period will have a similar electronic configuration. I repeat, this was a new term which was coined. Electronic configuration, I repeat, using the electronic configuration, it was the perfect basis for the element in the modern periodic table. Why? Because by using the electronic configuration, it can give the perfect basis for a classification of elements. You know, because all the elements is having some property, and the elements as they're having some property, that what happen, we can arrange those elements in the particular period. how we can arrange is the elements, if they're having the similar electronic configuration, we can arrange those elements in same period. So this we can learn in the previous slides. I'll explain you in detail like how we have arranged the elements on the basis of their properties. So now let us understand what the modern periodic law says. So this is very important, modern periodic law. So the modern periodic law states that the properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic number. Correct? So in the previous law, that is the Mendeleev's periodic law, we have studied that the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic mass. Please don't confuse. There are two important laws in this. One is the modern periodic law and the one more is the Mendeleev periodic law. Mendeleev periodic law is completely based on the atomic mass, but the modern periodic law, as Henry Moseley arranged the elements on the basis of atomic number, this law states that the properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic number, not the atomic mass. But both the laws are very, very important. Okay, for example, now let us understand some electronic configuration. See, if you look at the element with electronic configuration 282, suppose, let us think. You don't know which is this element, but you know the electronic configuration of one of the element. So if the electronic configuration of an element is 282, that means this element is first, second, third. It belongs to third period. Where is third period? 1, 2, 3. So this element is belonging to third period. Now by looking at the last number, which is the last number? The last number is 2, right? So the element is now 1, 2. The element is magnesium. So you know what is the atomic number of magnesium? The atomic number of magnesium is 12, right? If we want to write the electronic configuration for the magnesium, then we write it as 282. You all know how to write the electronic configuration, correct? But the thing which I am going to tell you here is, by looking at the electronic configuration, you can find the element, where that element is present in the periodic table. How can you find out? See, let us suppose if you are having the electronic configuration 282, you can find out where that element is present. See, by looking at this, you can tell it is first, second, third. Means it is belonging to third period. Where is third period? This is the third period, right? And by looking at the last number, you can find out the group. That is the second group. So this element belonging to third period, second group. That means that magnesium. Magnesium is having the atomic number 12 and its electronic configuration is 282. Okay. I'll give you another example. So let us take another element which is having the electronic configuration of 2, 3. 2, 3 means it is first, second. Which period? It is belonging to now second period. Which is second period? This is the second period. Correct? So looking at the last number, that is 3. Correct? So 3 means it is 1, 2 and then 3, and the element is now boron. What is the atomic number of boron? The atomic number of boron is 5 and its electronic configuration is 2, 3. Correct? So now I hope you all have understood how to find out the element by looking at their electronic configuration, how to find out where exactly the element is present in the periodic table, and to find out their group and the period number. Clear? Okay. So now let us understand what is atomic number with the Moseley's periodic table. The first thing is the position of isotopes is cleared. We were having some corrections, right? Mendeleev periodic table has some corrections with the atomic number that was been done by atomic number. Correct. So, Mendeleev's periodic table, the elements were arranged on the basis of atomic mass. So, because of that reason, the Mendeleev's periodic table was having some limitations. So, those limitations or issues are being corrected by using the atomic number by Henry Moseley. The first thing is the position of isotopes are cleared. The position of isotopes are cleared. Because if you look at the isotopes, for example, C613 and C614. You all are aware about this, right? So you know that the isotopes are having the similar atomic number, but their mass number is different. And since as they are having the similar atomic number, there will be only one place for the carbon. We cannot place the carbon in 3 different places in the periodic table. Can we place? Is it possible to give the 3 different places for the carbon? No. If it is so, then it will be having a lot of issues in the periodic table. Correct. So this issue was actually found in Mendeleev's periodic table, because Mendeleev's periodic table was based on the atomic mass. Correct. But this issue was cleared later by using the atomic number. While it was clearing, the position of isotopes is cleared. Position of isotopes is cleared means the elements, if they're having the different masses and if it is considered as an isotope, it will be given a single place in the periodic table. Let us suppose if the carbon is an isotope, and the isotopes of the carbon, as I showed you now, it is C612, C613 and C614. So we cannot give the different place for the carbon in the periodic table. Instead, we can use the atomic number to place the carbon in the periodic table. Let us suppose the atomic number of the carbon is 6. Correct? So, on the basis of the atomic number, we can give the placement for the carbon in the periodic table. So, by arranging this format, the position of isotopes are cleared. Correct? So next, the position of cobalt and nickel is also cleared. We have seen that the position of cobalt and nickel in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Correct? Because as cobalt and nickel were having the different mass number, the mass number of the cobalt was high compared to the mass number of nickel. Then which has to be placed first? Nickel has to be placed first. Correct? If the nickel is having the less mass number than the cobalt, then nickel has to be placed first rather than placing the cobalt. But what we have found out in Mendeleev's periodic table, the cobalt was placed first and the nickel was placed next. That was the wrong order of arrangement. Correct? It has to be, if it has to be arranged in the increasing order of their atomic mass in the Mendeleev's periodic table, then it has to be, cobalt has to be first, nickel has to be next. Correct? But we found that the cobalt was arranged first and followed by the nickel. That was the wrong order of arrangement. So, and it was also based on the mass number. Correct. So this was being resolved. This problem was being cleared, because again we are going to arrange the cobalt and nickel in this periodic table, in the Moseley's periodic table, on the basis of the atomic number. And the atomic number of cobalt is 27, followed by the atomic number of nickel is 28. So cobalt was arranged first with the 27. The atomic number 27 was arranged first, followed by the nickel, which is having the atomic number 28. So this issue was also cleared. Correct? So next, the position of hydrogen is also well explained. As I told you that the hydrogen was the element which was having the property of both alkali metal as well as the halogen metal. I told you this when I was explaining you in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Correct? So this position of hydrogen was well explained because, as I told you, it is done by electronic configuration. So if we look at the electronic configuration of hydrogen, the electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1 because the hydrogen is having the only one electron. Correct? So if the hydrogen is having one electron and its electronic configuration 1, that means its valence shell is also having only one electron. You know what is valence shell, right? The shell which is accommodating the electrons, which is carrying the electrons on them. We call it as the valence shell. Right? So because of identifying the number of electrons which are found on the valence shell, that is on the hydrogen, the position of hydrogen is also, there is a small mistake here, the spelling mistake, that is. Okay, the position of hydrogen is well explained because the hydrogen is having the electronic configuration 1 and its valence shell is also having one electron. Hence the group 1, that is hence the hydrogen is under group 1 and it is also having the first position. If you look at this periodic table, you can easily find out the position of hydrogen. And as I told you, the cobalt and nickel, you can observe, right? So in the Mendeleev's periodic table, we were having a lot of confusion. Why Mendeleev kept the cobalt first and nickel next? Because they're having the different atomic masses. I mean, the cobalt was having the highest mass than the nickel. Correct. But what Moseley did, Moseley arranged the cobalt and nickel on the basis of the atomic number. So the atomic number of cobalt is 27 followed by the nickel is 28. Now the problems are resolved because of the atomic number, because the Moseley used the atomic number, and the position of hydrogen is also cleared. Hope you understood. And this table is also having another issue. This table answered the question, the periodic table answered the question, is it possible to have an element with the atomic number 1.5 placed between hydrogen? So in the previous session, I have told you that Mendeleev could not answer the question. So for which question he could not answer? He could not answer the question, can we place an element with the number, for example, 3.5 between 3 and 4? Can we place an element which is having the atomic mass of 3.5 between 3 and 4? He could not able to answer this question because if we look at between 3.3 and 4, there will be lot of decimals like 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 followed by that, right? So we cannot place, we cannot exactly tell how many elements could exist between 3 and 4. So that was the limitation which we found in the Mendeleev's periodic table, correct? So here that question has also been answered. So what was the question? As I told you that we are not able to answer whether can an element with a decimal number can exist between any two elements, right? So can we see here, look at this table. So we have the atomic number 1, atomic number 2. Actually, these are the rational numbers, right? These are the rational numbers. They are not the decimal numbers. Hence, we cannot place any element between the hydrogen and helium in the periodic table on the basis of the atomic number. Right? As we are using the atomic number, they are the rational numbers. They are not the decimal numbers. So we cannot place any element between hydrogen and helium, which will be having 1.5 or 1.6 or anything else. We cannot place. Okay. So this question also been answered. Here we have observed that only one correction, that is by using the atomic number instead of using the atomic mass, this periodic table has been corrected with the many issues which had. We have seen lot of issues in previous slides where the periodic table was having, correct? So all these issues were cleared. It was been corrected only by using the atomic number. Only by using the atomic number instead of using the atomic mass. Correct? So let us once again understand what does the modern periodic law says. So the modern periodic law states that the properties of the elements or the periodic functions of their atomic number. I repeat, the properties of the elements or the periodic functions of their atomic number. So the basis of this law, this modern periodic law, the basis of this law was that elements were arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number, and which is having this, and the elements which are having the same valence electrons occurs in the regular intervals. Then what is meant by valence electrons? You know, right? The valence electrons means the number of electrons which are found in the outermost shell. I have shown you that while writing the electronic configuration, I told, for example, I have written in the previous slide 2, 3, 2. Means how many valence electrons are there here? 2. There are 2 valence electrons on this element, which is the element here, the 12, right? Magnesium is having 2 electrons on its valence shell. I mean the outermost shell. Correct? So now let us look at the modern periodic table. I'll explain you this in the next session. Now I'm giving the introduction to the modern periodic table. The modern periodic table has 18 vertical columns known as groups. I repeat, the modern periodic table has the 18 vertical columns known as groups and 7 horizontal rows known as periods. If you look at this modern periodic table, you will come to know that there are 18 columns. These are the columns, 18 vertical columns. How many groups are there? There are actually totally 18 groups. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are totally 18 groups. So these groups, these 18 vertical columns, they are known as the groups. Okay? And there are 7 horizontal rows. There are 7 horizontal. How many rows are there? Let us check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7 horizontal rows are known as the periods. It is known as the periods. Correct? Clear? Just to remember, now I'll tell you why it is called as groups. So these are called as groups because they're having similar chemical properties. Whatever the groups are there, right? These groups are all having the similar chemical property. Hence, they are called as groups. And these are all called as periods because they're all based on the electronic configuration. Clear? So now, let us understand in detail about the groups and periods in the next video. I'll be explaining what are groups, what are periods, and how these groups and the periods are based on what it is based on. So let us understand that. Thank you.